Kelly Walker and I'm with the Foothills Horse Report. Today we are interviewing Louise Palmer, saddle fitting of Palmer Equine. She is awesome about properly fitting your saddles. Louise, why is it so important for a saddle to be properly fitted to your horse?
There are about hi there, first of all. There are about 1,000 reasons why it's so important for a saddle fit. It could be anything from keeping your horse comfortable, just checking to make sure that it's actually a good balance on your horse's back. It could be anything because your horse maybe have some things going on with his body, maybe some kissing spine, which seems to be a bit of a hot topic at the moment. And also for the rider too, but in reality, saddle fit is number 1 for the horse, number 2 for the rider. I mean, that's totally why I do it.
So if your horse is having issues like, you know, bucking or just acting up in general, it could be just as simple as a saddle.
Absolutely. Absolutely could be something as simple as a saddle. And it's one of probably the easiest things to find out too. When the horse is acting up, all of a sudden he's been good and then he's not, it could be saddle fit. It could be, it could be a veterinary reason, it could be lots of other reasons, but getting a saddle fit is so important. But, if you're riding 5 or 6 days a week and you haven't had your saddle checked in a year, the first thing I would check is your saddle. When I say you're riding for 5 or 6 days a week, get your saddles checked every 6 months. Certainly in this hunting country we have here and the showing country, we're doing a lot of riding around here. So every 4 to 6 months would be good. If you ride maybe twice a week, every 8 months, but that will ensure there's nothing going on with your saddle, because a poorly fitting saddle can cause sort of atrophy or anything along those things. A soreness, you may see some rubs, some white hairs, those are the sort of things you kind of look out for as well.
So that's the common things to look for if it's not properly fitted.
Yep.
What about having just as simple, like if you have a saddle and then you have like a half pad? Everybody has one of those.
Yeah.
I mean, is that your
go-to?
Your go-to, or should you still have it looked at and properly fitted?
It's actually one of the reasons I actually became a saddle fitter. I work with Mike Scott, he's based in down in South Carolina, he trained me. And when I first moved, I lived in Florida originally and I moved up here. But when I was down in Florida, went to a hunt and someone said to me, hey, I've got my saddle, I'm just going to borrow my horse to go hunting on. He said, I've got my saddle, but I've got, but that saddle doesn't fit my horse. So, but I've got a bunch of pads. I'm like, so? But in all honesty, it's not. It's kind of like wearing a pair of sneakers. If you have a pair of sneakers that's too big or too small, will 2 pairs of socks fix it? Probably not. And it's, and that's how you're going to look at it. By putting extra padding in doesn't always fix it. It can help with a short-term thing, but it's not always a long-term fix.
Gotcha. So what goes into a saddle fitting? When you come out to a client,
right?
What do you do?
It's important when you do it, when you come out to see a saddle fitting, I like to look at a static and a dynamic evaluation. So that basically means standing still in the barn, feeling the horse's back, doing some palpating, that sort of thing. So for instance, looking at this guy here, he's 21, so he's got a little sway back, he's got a little older. He's coming back into work after some time off, so he's a bit of an interesting one anyway, because he's changed so much. But you would always sort of palpate the back so you can feel for any soreness. And I'm also a massage therapist by trade too. I don't do that so much anymore, but I know some good people who do it, so I can get. He says, yes, please, mum.
That'll be another video.
Yeah, so he's like, keep coming in on this one. But you palpate the back first of all. It's nice to see the horse walk and trot away from you without a saddle, without anything, so you get an understanding of how the horse moves. It's not just about plonking a saddle on and going, that looks okay. It's more than that. I also take tracings. If you've ever seen a tracing, we use a flex curve and we take tracings over the horse's back, take it in 3 different points. That's something we can show at another time too. But that sort of goes into it. I will then put the saddle on, check to see the balance, check to see where we're at with it. For instance, this one, this used to fit him. He's changed because he's been out of work, so I would also sort of check to see what we've got, check balance, check the panels, check for contours, check for rocking, and just to see how the saddle is actually fitting on your horse. But then the most important thing is doing it statically in the barn is one thing, and if someone just comes and says, oh, your saddle looks good, go, yeah, you're fine. Get them to watch you riding it. It's so important, because you can look at it here and go, hey, that looks good. And I was at a clinic last week and the kids were like, I know, the Pony Club clinic. And the kids were like, this looks good, why, you know, let's watch it ride. And the saddles went whoop off to the side. So it's so important to watch lots of different things. It can take about an hour and a half for a full fitting. So always be prepared. If you're gonna have somebody out, have a look at that too.
Okay. So if somebody wants to get in touch with you to have you come out to their barn and do a saddle fitting, how do we get in touch with you?
Dead easy. I'm actually based in Columbus, so I cover the local area that your newsletter covers. Just give me a call. My number is 772-678-8063. Text me, email me. The email link will be with you, I'm sure.
Yep.
And we can go from there. But I'm happy to come out and give me a call.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for informing us on how important it is to have your saddle fitted. Easter, thank you so much for being our model today. And attached to the ad, you'll have the link to how to get in touch with Louise if you missed the number or anything. Thanks so much, and until next time, this is Kelly with Foothills Horse Report.